There once was a wise old owl, and the less he spoke, the more he could see. The more he saw, the more he heard. It was indeed a wise old bird. Okay, it's Tampa Tim Fasano here, Florida Bigfoot hunter, and here's the map of Florida on Google Earth, and I just want to very briefly show you what happened today and how I discovered something and stumbled into a new technique and some wonderful things. So let me zoom in and not waste any time. Zooming into the northeast quadrant of Hillsborough County, away from Tampa Bay. Now, where we're at here is, this is the John Sargent's Flatwoods Wilderness Area. It's a huge parcel of land that's preserved, and this is an area that I've been focusing on, and it's fed by a watershed and part of the watershed of the Green Swamp that creates the Hillsborough Rivers, major source of water for any large primate. Now, this green thing you're seeing here is the famous Pine Island. If you can ever find your way out to it, and I have yet to get all the way out to it, it's supposed to be masterful. And it's surrounded by a series of river complexes that would remind you of a primitive African river. And I got out here today, and just to make a long story short, I was focusing on this area near the Pine Island. I was able to get my way out here. The logistics of getting out there are sort of difficult, but so I got out there and started to use my camera and realized I'd left my media card at home. I had no media card. So I decided to continue on anyway. And I'm glad I did, because my narrative style of constantly talking, I think is maybe working against me, because I heard things and saw things today that I haven't seen or heard before. I'm convinced I heard a series of knocking that was sustained long enough to let me know in slow enough of a cadence that I don't believe it was a woodpecker. And I did see some good movement in the bushes. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. I'm not saying I had a sighting, but there was something moving, and I caught it. I ran across a series of prints, 3 large prints. And unless Andre the Giant has been walking around out there barefoot, and I mean a giant had to leave those prints. I have a size 9 shoe, and I put my shoe next to the prints, and they were literally twice the size of my foot. It was in a muddy area leading down towards the river bank, as if it were heading there to drink. Now, it was 83 degrees, 95% humidity, very hot today, but fortunately the winter pattern is coming in now. I'm seeing clear blue skies now and stratocirrus, high altitude clouds, which means we're going into a cooler phase. So if it doesn't rain between now and tomorrow, I'll be able to get back out there. And I also listened more intently. I thought I heard what could have been growling or howling in the distance. Then I was reminded of an old tale that there once was a wise old owl, and the less he spoke, the more he could see. The more he saw, the more he heard. It was indeed a wise old bird. So there's something to be learned from that. Anyway, I'll get back with you tomorrow, because I'm going to have another expedition out there. I now have a backup media card in my backpack, and I'm going to be armed with all of the tools and fresh batteries, and I hope to have a really good day out here. And if those prints are still there, wow. Wow, they were impressive. So they're not washed away. There shouldn't be any rain. I don't know how old they were, but you'll see this all tomorrow.